In Chapter 23 of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, news of Edward's secret engagement makes clear to Elinor much of Edward's behavior. Persuaded that he loves her, she excuses his engagement as a youthful mistake, but considers his situation hopeless. He's trapped in a commitment to a woman ill-suited to him, and of whom his mother won't approve. Elinor cries for Edward more than for herself, but resolves to keep the secret for Edward's sake. Elinor also reflects on Lucy's motives for confiding in her. Lucy must have wanted to demonstrate her superior claims on Edward. Elinor keeps up social engagements with the Middletons until one evening when the others play cards and Marianne plays the piano. She takes an opportunity to speak with Lucy alone. In Chapter 24 of Sense and Sensibility, Elinor points out to Lucy that Edward depends completely on his mother for his income. Lucy confirms that he has just £2,000 of his own, but that she would struggle with any poverty for his sake. She admits they must wait for years, possibly until he inherits after his mother's death. But Edward's unfailing devotion encourages her. If they reveal their engagement, Mrs. Ferrars could disinherit Edward in favor of his younger brother, Robert. Overhearing snippets of their conversation, Anne compares Lucy's beau to Elinor's, upsetting both of them. Lucy also offers an alternate plan. Edward could become a clergyman, and Elinor could persuade John to employ him at Norland's vicarage. This, along with his small personal income, would allow them to marry. When Elinor expresses doubts, Lucy sighs dramatically and wonders insincerely whether she and Edward should break off their engagement. Elinor has no answer, and the conversation stalls awkwardly. Lucy asks whether the Dashwoods will be wintering in London. Her eyes light up when Elinor says they won't. Fanny Dashwood will be there, as will her brother Edward. After this conversation, Elinor never brings up the engagement again, but Lucy takes every opportunity to do so. Lucy and Anne's visit to Barton stretches to nearly 2 months. In Chapter 25 of Sense and Sensibility, Mrs. Jennings invites Elinor and Marianne to join her at her London house after Christmas. Elinor declines, and Mrs. Jennings half jokes that she's had such good luck in marrying her own daughters that Mrs. Dashwood will think her the perfect person to help them make a good match too. Sir John approves the plan and says Marianne wouldn't object. When Elinor sees the gratitude in Marianne's reactions, she realizes how desperate Marianne is to find Willoughby, so she agrees to go, despite her own concerns about leaving their mother and spending a lot of time with Mrs. Jennings. In January, Elinor and Marianne go with Mrs. Jennings to London.